Hello everyone, welcome back to Help for Code eLearning. My name is Prashant Jha. Now you're going to check this positional argument, means how many types of arguments we can pass in function. We can pass four types of argument: positional argument, keyword argument, default argument, and variable length argument, which is also known as a variable number of argument. Okay, so variable length argument, and we can just write down here variable number of arguments. Okay, so one of the same thing we can say that. Okay, so first of all we will check each and every argument one by one. So first we will check the positional argument. Positional argument are very same, simple. Like I just want to show the profile detail. Okay, so profile details, this is a very simple. uh we can say that as per the naming convention rule, so first name, then last name. Okay, and here I have to display this first name and last name. So just want to write here like a first name equal to uh, first name finally. Okay, and similarly here I just want to show uh, like last name equal to last name. Fine. So inside of that, I'm going to show the same thing. Okay, a very simple way. First name, last name. Okay, so if I check this, what kind of argument we can pass here? Like I'm going to pass the Prashant and comma, second one is Jha. Okay, so here the positions are fixed. And why we are calling it as a positional argument? Because sometimes suppose if you are getting any error, any type error, or any kind of syntactical error, or where we can say that means syntactical mistakes or any runtime error. And suppose if you're getting the word like positional argument error, you're getting, you should know that what type of argument you're passing here. Okay, and that's why the conceptual names are very, very important, because in programming, whenever we have to take the name, we take as per the concepts. Okay, concepts, what is mentioned, the positions are fixed. In this case, in a positional argument, the positions are fixed left to right, means Prashant is going to copy into the first name and Jha will copy into the last name. So positions are fixed. Let me check, run. So if you check here, first name is Prashant, last name is Jha. Okay, a very simple output you can check here, guys. Now after this, we will check the keyword argument. Okay, now what is a keyword argument? This is a positional argument. Okay, just remember, guys, this is your positional argument. Like this is called as a positional argument. Okay, now after this, we have to check the keyword argument. Okay, so in keyword argument, what is important? In keyword argument, actually, position doesn't matter. In keyword argument, your parameter name and your keyword name should be same. Like this is your parameter name, first name. The same parameter name, I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take here the same parameter name as a keyword argument. Okay. And the last name, I will take this last name as a keyword argument here also. Okay. This is, you can check right now, guys. So now what we are doing exactly, we are passing the same thing, but this time we are passing by using this keyword argument. So here your interpreter will match this keyword along with this your parameter name. Again, here the last name is going to match with the this second parameter name. Okay, so here position doesn't matter, and I'll show you this one also. Okay, so first name equal to Prashant and last name equal to Jha. We are getting it. Okay, now I'll do a interchange here. Okay, I'll do this change. So I'll take the last name here first. Instead of first name, I'll take the last name here. And instead of first name, instead of, sorry, last name, I'll take here the first name. Okay, now here in this case, if you check here, guys, what we are doing exactly, you can check each and everything we are doing step by step. So first name and last name, here in this time, first name and first parameter name is same, last name and last name parameter name is same. But in the second time, when we call the function, in the second time, what we are doing exactly, we have just interchanged. Right now we have changed the order of parameter. Okay, means we are not going as like we go for the positional argument. Right now we are taking a last name, and the last name parameter we have here, this keyword we have, and we are taking a one argument in that, means one value, first name parameter is there, and we are taking a Prashant as a value here. Okay, so order is not going to be matter here, right? So last name is going to match the last name parameter, and first name is going to match the first name parameter. Okay, let me check the output. So you can check here, in both the case, first name is equal to Prashant and last name is equal to Jha. We are getting it. Okay. First name equal to Prashant and the last name equal to Jha. We are getting it. So actually it is matching this first name and the last name. So in the first name, Prashant will come here first name, and Jha will come to here in the last name parameter. We'll copy into it. Okay. And copy in the sense in the memory. And when we are going to display here first name and last name, we will get the output Prashant and Jha. When it return back to here, and the second time when it will make the call, so this time we are using a last name, and we are taking the same value Jha, and first name is Prashant. So this last name parameter will match to this parameter, and this first name will match to this parameter, and definitely when you print the first name and the last name, we will get the Prashant Jha. So this is the keyword argument, guys. Okay, and now after that, let me change the example. Should I change the example? Yes, let's check the default argument. The default argument. Okay, you have to take the default argument. Suppose I'm taking a city name. Okay, and let me take a empty parameter. Okay, I'm just going to print uh, or suppose no, we have to take a one city parameter. Okay, so I'm just going to write here a very simple city name equal to, and here I'm just going to print the city. Fine. So this is okay. Let me take the argument. So city name, and first time, just suppose I'm passing a first city name, that is a Mumbai. Okay. So Mumbai, this argument we are going to copy into this parameter. So this is right now your positional argument. Okay. The parameter is going to this position. Okay. So what output you will receive? You will receive the, yeah, you will get the output Mumbai. Next time, instead of Mumbai, I just want to print the Delhi. Okay, so Delhi, this particular argument will copy to this parameter city, and here it will print the city. But just suppose third time we didn't pass any argument. No, I have decided I'm not going to pass any argument. Okay, now how it is going to behave this moment, and why I'm calling this is a positional argument we are passing. Because first time if you check, we pass the Mumbai. Mumbai has copied into that memory, means in the parameter city, and when we are printing city name, we are getting a Mumbai. Delhi we have just pass or copy into that parameter city, and we are getting this time city name as a Delhi. Third time we are not passing any argument, and this parameter is not receiving any kind of argument, and that's why this particular time your interpreter, your Python virtual machine is shouting. Okay, why it is shouting? It is saying that city name, this particular function, missing a one required positional argument. Check, guys, this is what I'm highlighting right now. Positional argument. What is the meaning of positional argument? Because right now the argument we are passing, which is considered as a positional argument. So if we are not going to pass, suppose first time we pass the positional argument Mumbai, second time we pass the positional argument Delhi, third time we didn't pass any kind of positional argument. So that's why it is saying that this parameter has not received any parameter, sorry, any argument. And that's why it is shouting that I can't go with empty parameter. Okay, I want the value. So city name missing one required positional argument, and we are getting this issue. Fine, that's not a problem. Okay, that's not a problem. Now what we have to do it exactly here, guys. Suppose, because there is a chance that suppose user doesn't want to pass any kind of argument. So in this moment, I want to take a one default value here in my parameter. Suppose I have taken the default value like a Pune. Okay, I have taken this default argument Pune in the city. So in the third time when I'm not going to pass any argument to this parameter, city parameter, so this default argument, because this is the default value, we can say that we have already predefined we can say that we have just set that value as a default value. Okay, so if you're not going to receive any value from the calling function side, nobody, just take this default value and go ahead. This is what we are telling to our translator, our compiler, our interpreter. Okay, so city name is equal to city, means you will get the Pune. So let me run and check the output. city name Mumbai, city name Delhi, and city name Pune. So this time we are not getting any error. And that is what a very, very good thing. Now, I hope that you have understood this default argument, guys. Let me check the variable length, or we can say that variable number of argument. Means both are the same. At the end, we have to pass the number of argument. So whenever I have to pass the number of argument, how we can do that? Okay, suppose same thing I would like to take here, that is city name. Okay, and here I'm just going to print the city name. So inside the print function, we have to decide what value we have to print. And here from this city name, I just want to pass the multiple cities name at a time. Means multiple argument. Multiple city name is equal to, we can say that, a multiple argument, or we can say that a length of argument. Okay, so suppose I just want to pass the Mumbai. Okay, then I want pass the Delhi. Then here I just want to pass Delhi. After that, Pune. Okay. And here after that, I just want to pass like next Nagpur. Okay. So four cities name I just want to pass from here. And you can say that we are passing a number of arguments, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, we can say that we are passing a length, variable length of argument, and a length of argument is also 4. So when we are talking about, we are passing a massive argument from calling function to the called function. And from calling function to the called function, we are passing a number of argument. So how we can do that? How and what kind of parameter should I define so that my parameter should accept all the type of values, all number of arguments? It should accept it. That is what we can say that. For example, some guests are coming in our home, and I'm not able to, suppose senior guest is coming, some minister, some police officer, some kind of VIP person are coming to my home as a guest. Okay, I'm a small member of my home. I'm not a senior member. So I'm instead of me, what will happen exactly? Instead of me, my father, or maybe my any senior person from my family, they are going to welcome that. Okay, that moment they will go, they will welcome him, or they will invite them. So we can say that exactly. I'm just trying to give you the example. This is what will happen exactly. That means we have to find out the parameter. Okay, means we have to find out one parameter. That parameter is responsible to accept all the number of arguments. So here what we will do exactly, we will use the star name. Okay, why star name? Because if you know the SQL, in SQL also we write like select star from table, and star means we are selecting entire records. Similarly, here we are just using this star as a prefix in this parameter. So why? Because this particular star, this particular asterisk, we can say that this particular asterisk is going to tell to your interpreter that this is right or not a normal parameter. This parameter is right now responsible to accept all the type of argument, all the type of argument. Okay, and inside of it, if I'm going to write down like here city name equal to, and here I'm just going to write a city, not like city name. I'm just going to write the name parameter here. Okay, only at the time of accepting we have to use this star as a prefix, not here inside when we are going to display. So we are getting a city name equal to Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Nagpur, and we are getting the output in the format of tuple. If you check here, and here also, if I do a mouse over, we are getting the all the values as a tuple. Why? Now this is my question. Why? The answer is that we are passing the number of argument, which is not going to change at runtime environment. Okay, at runtime, the same length of argument is going to be copy in my parameter, name parameter. So definitely the default type has decided as a tuple. If you are passing argument in other data type, then that is a different thing. But right now you are not decided. You are just passing arguments, number of arguments. So here this parameter will receive in the format of tuple, and that's why you are getting this output. So this is all about number of argument, guys. This is all about the length of argument, and I hope that you guys have understood these types of argument. There is no doubt in that in these things. I really think that. Okay, so I hope guys you have understood. If you have any query, you can just put in the comment box. We will check and I'll let you know if you have any doubt. Okay, because this is a programming. Sometimes it happens, some wrong, some right. This could be happen. Okay, but whatever the types I have explained here, please go and do a more and more example on it. Because if you do just one example, maybe you're not able to understand the concept clearly. I just shows here that we have a four types of requirement and how we can implement it. So that is what, as per our requirement, need, and necessity, we choose a particular argument, type of argument in our code. But if you don't do any more and more examples on this, then you are not going to be habitual for this concept. So we want to get habitual for this concept, and for that purpose, we have to solve as many as examples as possible. So for right now, I'll just thank you guys. We'll see you in the next lecture, next video. Till that moment, enjoy the learning.